You are watching Liberty Online TV.
This is Liberty Online TV powered by Orange Sierra Leone. Orange.
Good morning, viewers, and welcome to another edition of the Breakfast Show, where they come to you live from Liberty Online TV. With a stream on Facebook, YouTube, and also on our website, where they powered by Orange Sierra Leone. We will bring the program come to you this Thursday morning. Mina Khadija Bangora.
And Mina Mabel Kaba, good morning. Today is Thursday, the 22nd day of May 2025. And inside this edition of the Breakfast Show today, we can look at major topics where don't make the news, especially the latest one where yesterday we see President Biobi make major shake-up na the Electricity Distribution and Supply Authority, EDSA, as part of a comprehensive reform for EDSA. We see yesterday Usai is sacked the Director General for EDSA, where na Dr. Joe Lahai Somana, and also the Deputy Director General, when I be Engineer James Rogers. He also sent on leave 4 other people na EDSA. Well, with a look at this, plus Statistics Sierra Leone, we all know say from when they postponed the 2026 census, the 2025 census so far been inside December, where they don't push to December 2026. A lot of concerns don't come out, especially from the main opposition, All People's Congress, APC party. Well, the Statistics Sierra Leone also don't update the public on waiting and waiting they don't do. This morning at the Breakfast Show, we go look at the issue na EDSA, and also Statistics Sierra Leone can respond to concerns them from the APC and give on updates on waiting they happen for SECA, the 2026 census. We go for happen in December next year.
Well, this and other story them, then at the program for you this Thursday morning as another reform. We headline them today. We look at different issues them we don't happen, especially the most recent one. Yesterday, Usai, we see major shake-up be happen at the energy sector. As press release we come out from the Ministry of Energy indicates say it don't please His Excellency the President for approve change them na the leadership na EDSA. Well, on the line now we get Austin A.K. Luceni, we in a communication specialist from the Ministry of Energy. Good morning, Mr. Luceni, and welcome to the Liberty Breakfast Show.
Good morning, Khadija. Good morning, listeners, please.
All right, as I don't tell we viewers them, yesterday we see major shake-up happen at the energy sector. Usai, His Excellency the President be approve major changes them. Usai, he don't send on leave with immediate effect the leader them na the energy sector, Dr. Joe Lahai Somana, and also the Director General for the Electricity Distribution Authority, EDSA, where Engineer James Rogers, and in deputy with other major changes. Then firstly, start for give with viewers them a background as to how the major shake-up there so come about in the energy sector.
Well, thank you very much, Khadija. Thanks for having me. Thanks to all listeners. And first and foremost, you can remember years back when the former Minister of Energy, Alhaji Khan Justice, resigned from the ministry. Then the president began to appoint the DM2, Deputy Minister 1 at the time, for become Deputy Minister. He appointed Dr. Taylor for become Deputy Minister of 1 at that time. They called Engineer Monuni, the current Deputy Minister 1, Fonil Kepazov, Deputy Minister 2. And then, of course, he appoints Dr. Kaneyom Keller for being the sector lead. We see that kind of changes happen when the former Minister of Energy resigned. During the end of the day, when Dr. Kaneyom Keller came to the ministry, they tried to put some reforms, because the president, busy as he is, we all know that he not good day in the ministry because he's the Minister of Energy. So he pointed Dr. Kaneyom Keller say, you be the sector lead. Let the two ministers will report to you. From there, you go brief notes it happen at the sector. So when Dr. Kaneyom Keller, there's a lot of reforms that happen when you don't take over the ministry. You look at the PSP, the private sector participations, and so many other things there. So where you come as sector lead, these are the issues they look into. So it's not kind of surprise where they don't pull it. DG, it's not anything surprising because a council motive waiting presidential and I do, and he's doing waiting exactly for let me make sure say, the energy for big rights for every Sierra Leonean, for every Sierra Leonean enjoy light. So what he's doing now, because it's very obvious, yeah. In an entity like ETSA, it's a business entity. You get for make money for government. You get for make money. You get for pay your workers. So if that is not forthcoming, you need for the reforms. There are certain decisions you get for take. It can be very, very difficult, but you just get for take them. So now that's happened for the past for a year and months now. That you see at the energy sector.
Austin, not a secret say the energy sector really gets serious challenge, especially for the last 7 years under the Bio-led administration. And President Bio, don't they do different things them from the time way Alhaji Kanja resign in position, in take up the Ministry of Energy, say in at the Minister of Energy. 1 year down the line, up till now, the president they struggle with the energy sector. Issues of alleged corruption don't they come up from that particular sector day, from the ETSA angle onto the car power ship, meter installation, people in the T-flight, and all of this. This shake-up will don't happen. What thing will change with all the allegations they are hanging over the Ministry of Energy?
Khadija, when you talk about energy, not so small something. It's capital intensive. Energy not a quick fix. It takes time. When President Bio took over as Minister of Energy, they appoint Dr. Kaneyom Keller as a sector lead. Again, for take time. You know, fix that is a 1 second. Yes, the allegations of corruption, allegations of misappropriation, allegations of metering and all. These are all. It's not anything new. So again, for take time. You don't see very recently. There are a lot of reforms in the energy sector. Yes, you don't see how the PSP, private sector participations, they are foot now. It's not something that happened. But again, for take time, not to quick fix. Yeah, the president in his independent speech, he make it very clear to every Sierra Leonean say, yes, I did fix energy, but again, for take time, not to overnight. You talk about the car power ship. Car power ship now will main anchor na the capital. Not to quick fix. You cannot just get rid of car power ship. Talking of allegations, then these are things we say, but then independent audits get for take place, forensic audits get for take place. Dr. Kaneyom Keller don't come. Before now, there's a lot of audits on take place under the former minister and leadership. But what audits take place? But impact on cancer, need for do a complete overhaul of the system. Look at the metering, look at the financial, the viability of it and all. So things are all they happen. It takes time not to quick fix. Over and again, over time, Dr. Kaneyom Keller they talk say energy. A very, very complex, a complex something. We just can't see the fixer in one day. But we are fixing it. We get so many things at the sector. But I can assure the general membership say, this reform will do, not any witch hunting, not for say, oh, I need for start this person. No, what he did is say, oh, this is an end, this is an ETSA. What you need for pay your staff. You need for pay the IPPs. You need for get, you need for get a collective revenue account. All things you need for get that. But events already happen. We need for the reforms. Like I tell you, grumble good day, people will all say, oh, why you can't start this. But then you need a complete overhaul. You need a reformation. I need to do that in the ministry. So may not come as anything strange, because
referencing waiting it just states. Is it safe for say now proper management now one of the big problem them na ETSA we make we see this shake up yesterday?
Well, go far from that because, I will not try to cast aspersion or so, but then that's the wisdom of the president. from the sector lead. It was very clear in that press statement yesterday, say President Julius Maada approved changes in the leadership of EDSA. He approved them. It implies the go is to approve them because they know it's happen. So mismanagement and all, can go far from the truth. It's possible, So that I mean, for kind of in this reason, say I count another forensic audit. But we audit the system. But meanwhile, it's okay. Let the DG go, the deputy DG go. The commercial head for go as well, head of revenue collections, head of technical commercial operations, the marketing. It's all now all go with first. Law gets the CEO, the chief operating officer. And mind you, the chief operating officer, it's a World Bank recruitment. He's a Nigerian. They don't take over now as the acting DG, in a sense, the head of management now. It's okay. During this time, before the president appoints the DG and also deputy DG, you be the acting lead. Try for do waiting Sierra Leoneans the ones. Because all over this, everybody put the cry, say, oh, now mismanagement, it's additive, connivance and all. So all inside the allegations are all over the place. So anybody can want reform. So president has been very, very serious about that. He's saying for reform EDSA, and also kind of young people can say, waiting president till I they do, they reform EDSA. To me, it's not a bad thing. So we need for just calm, we unite behind, I will make sure, say, the right thing is done. I mean, there is no which one thing. Mismanagement, yes, it go day. I can't say openly say a day, but it go day. Every institution is the word, mismanagement a day. So if you don't can say the DG need for go, deputy DG for go, but they're not trying to strange something, anything new. So let us just accept that way. We try to reform the sector. My energy, it's so involving, it's so complex. So it will take time. So law we just allow many reforms that happened. Then we see what will happen in the next couple of days, weeks or months or years.
Austin, you go agree with me, say not to this reform will happen at the energy sector yesterday, not new. We see Usai, His Excellency the President, don't take similar bold step for dismantle the entire board of EDSA, but still the problems are there. Even with senior experienced people them like engineer Kylie them and the other people. But up till now, issues of electricity challenge they na the country. How sure is His Excellency say this new step for pull everybody na EDSA and bring new player them go be a solution to the long-standing electricity challenge where Salon don't get?
This it takes time. Yes, we get a seasoned engineer in the person of engineer Kylie. We get another seasoned engineer where they don't carry the president overhaul the whole of EDSA board, EGTC board. Yes, we agree in that time. That time, it's not a quick fix. And not necessarily presidents overhaul, therefore can fix it inside 1 day or 1 month or so. Mind you, this will happen like 3 months now, 8 months down the line. So you know we just say it will happen immediately. It takes time. That the reforms that happen so now. So but you're not expecting it because of the president change, it will be automatic. Where it don't pull, the minister don't resign, it don't dismantle the whole EDSA board, EGTC board, if you say it will be a quick fix. But it takes time. So that background comes, they put the ideas in together. And so as Sandoka is a seasoned engineer in this country. He's well respected in society. He's a good engineer. We all know Dandy. So he back out ideas, they put on the table. So let's see how that pans out. Not for 1 day business, not for 1 week business, not for 1 month business. It takes time. Energy is very complex, like I tell you over and again. So you have to take time. But we are quite sure, we are very optimistic. In the next 2-3 years, this intermittent blackouts, total blackouts, that will be a thing of the past. I will assure the Sierra Leoneans that.
These next 2-3 years, where you refer to, is it possible for under the leadership of President Bio, Sierra Leoneans then begin experience interrupted electricity supply? Is it possible under in leadership?
I'm pretty much optimistic about that because a lot of reforms have happened. We get Mission 300 when a very new initiative. We don't see the MCC, though that's don't become. They don't hold on down the front now. But put it at the energy sector. DFC they come in, AFC they come in, AFDB World Bank. There's a lot of things that happen. The EU they come in. I'm very optimistic. In the next 2-3 years, we will get a constant energy in this country. I'm pretty much optimistic about that. Because a lot of things that happen at the sector, I'd say, you look at the mini grid facilities. Years back, go to all, we go to the provinces, you go to a village then, places that they run there for 30 years, 40 years, 50 years, and not get lights. But under this administration, we don't see. I'll give an example. Places like Podogon, Batos, they've been for 140 years, 110 years, and not get lights. Lights don't come in place that day. And mind you, The Freetown, the capital itself, it expands every day. Every day is the capital they expand. People they build new environments, new places. They all want light. So the demand for energy is really, really high. So you expect things to have happen. So we don't need to forget time, patience. Then we see how this pans out. It takes time, but I can show you in the next 2-3 years. I mean, I'm quite sure there will be this thing of the past. Energy with the lights, with the constant light, with I'm pretty sure of that.
Austin, during the just concluded IMF World Bank spring meetings, USAI, key stakeholder in the energy sector been the Ministry of Energy been there. And one of the major issues that we've been come up in the conversation at the room, now the issues of energy. World Bank tell government states say it's time, then look at the energy sector, especially in the EDSA, and they even get concerned with the kind of money where government they spend per the car power ship. And Dr. Kandayum Kelabidede, he make a presentation to the World Bank, but the World Bank not been seem happy with the energy sector. All of a sudden, Dr. Kandayum Kela come back, we see then changes there, and the chief operating officer, when at the interim director general right now, you just make mention, say, now World Bank recruitment. Is it that now waiting come out from the World Bank meetings, Dr. Kandayum Kela and His Excellency the President, they act on?
Well then, let me tell you one thing. I don't think the World Bank frown at the ministry. There are issues, there are concerns with the race. That's the truth. Not to wait till that day. I mean, me doing the project, they work on the World Bank. So it's not like World Bank actually frown with the Ministry of Energy. Yes, they get concerned. They have issues, which is very clear. So that's the more reason. There are issues with the raise. One of the issues they pick up, they say they need to establish a centralized revenue collection accounts. And that is being, you don't see how from that press release yesterday say, we don't look into that. We don't try to need for them. It's a need for get centralized revenue collection accounts. You don't forget 10, 15, 11 accounts. We, get centralized accounts. So World Bank say, you know what, we need to get centralized accounts. And we've looked into that. We did do them now, But for say World Bank frown at the ministry, that's not the case. Yeah, they have their issues. World Bank, I can tell you, even the energy sector utility reform projects, now the money they did, now they set that project for the Ministry of Energy. Even the ESLIP, enhancing energy sector access projects. Now World Bank, they fund the projects as well. So they're not frowned. But then the fact of the matter is there are issues in the ministry. We all know that. And let me tell you, but what you said, say World Bank had a meeting with the sector leader for Kandayum Kela, and after that meeting, now you said inside the happen. No, I can tell you, yes, Dr. Kandayum Kela, he's a well-known technocrat, he's seasoned and all, we all know that. But then inside they talk about the ESOP, the ESTIP, they've been done the years back, under the leadership of Haji Khan, just to say, when Dr. Kandayum Kela come, it don't make it over and again say, Austin, this is me. Me, a seasoned technocrat, I worked for the world for how many years? I've been in mainstream energy and, of course, economy as well in the whole world. So me, I'm not come for take nobody in praise, nobody I call it, and they work as a team. Now, continuity, So now that they happen, it's not anything new. It just can say, let us do reforms. Oh, they do reform, but what's in the happen? It's just like where you get banana, you food. Sorry for me French. For clean that thing, you have to really put some medicine in there for like clean. So that's what's happening for now. But for say World Bank really frown, they're not really frown. Yes, they have their issues, they raise hope. Yes, there's some revenue collection accounts. There's some about as well. I can tell you about the COO. Now World Bank recruited somebody. The World Bank recruiter from Nigeria, then at the office, now the chief operating officer. As at yesterday, he's been appointed for acts in that capacity as DG for the EDSA, from the president. So World Bank is a World Bank trained specialist. They don't go through all the procedures, all the procurement processes for get that job. We are quite optimistic say changes will take place within this period, or continuous changes will happen for sure. We are very optimistic because we don't see so many things in the ministry. I'm quite sure that's all will come to the past. I'm pretty much optimistic.
All right, many thanks, Austin. We talked to we this morning concerning the big shake-up we happened yesterday at the Ministry of Energy.
So, Khadija, before I go, let me just say one or two things, yeah?
Go
Can
ahead.
you hear me?
Go ahead.
Thank you very much. Khadija, energy, it's very, very, very complex. Not a one-day fix. It'll take time. So, me, they talk to all Sierra Leoneans. Let we patient. Let we see how this pans out. On the leadership of Dr. Kane Yomkela, now we're very optimistic. We don't get it from our Minister of Energy. He did extremely well. Now Dr. Yomkela can take over. It will roll out and say it don't test or anything. We'll allow you patience. We'll allow you watch. It's enough of the past. There will come a time in this country we'll begin seeing lights in other neighboring countries. It happened. I don't tell you about Mission 300. I don't tell you about many projects, the DFC, the AFC. I don't tell you about the real electrification projects. Then tell all World Bank, they fund them, EU, they fund them. With time, trust me, the issue of saying intermittent lights, blackouts, then will be thing of the past. But mind you, this is not just one thing, not just Salon inside Africa. Go to South Africa, very big country like that. They suffer blackouts 247 down around the clock. They're not Cape Town. Go down even our provinces. Go Ghana. Ghana get issues lights. So it makes sense. So not just Salon, they face it there. But I'm quite sure and very optimistic to say within the 2, 3, 4 years coming, energy will be thing of the past for say, blackout. Yes, it would be, but it's not good day like how would they crying out there. That's just Rendians and they please, yeah.
All right, thank you, Austin. It'll be a pleasure for talk to you this morning. That's not the communication specialist, Austin Luseni from the Ministry of Energy. We be talk about the big shake-up we be happening yesterday in the energy sector. Also, His Excellency the President, Dr. Julius Maada Biodo, approved changes them in the energy sector. Also, all of the leadership of EDSA, he don't send them go on leave and ask the Chief Operating Officer in a World Bank recruitment for take over the energy sector first, especially EDSA, so he go appoint new Director General and Deputy Director General and save other things them way according to the press release they're supposed for do for ensure say then tackle problem them way don't they happen with the energy sector. Well, we will continue for watch and monitor if then changes there so go really bring change now the energy sector and Salon people go begin for enjoy uninterrupted electricity supply.
You still watch the breakfast show on Liberty Online TV, and we also tell you now part of we headline story and say we go discuss this morning issues we get for do with statistics Sierra Leone, the Decennial Census waiting for whole December 2026. Well, now the studio this morning for can talk about that. I want to welcome the Director of Censuses, GIS and Environment, and also the National Census Coordinator na Statistics Sierra Leone, Wena Abdulai Brima. Good morning and welcome to the breakfast show.
Good morning. Good morning to viewers.
All right. Well, people go remember say we statistics Sierra Leone after we President B.O.B. don't do an official proclamation for say this December 2025 Salon forget the Decennial Census. Statistics Salon this BNTM be also pull notice to the public for let them know say then postpone the December 2025 census to next year when at December 2026. Of late now we see they don't pull a notice so then they update the public. OSI and OSI then they so far on the preparedness for this particular census. But we all know say after we statistics Salon been postponed the census, the All People's Congress APC party been gets major concerns them when they be raise for sake the postponement of this census. And one among the major things them when they be talk about, them been believe say the government of Sierra Leone not prepared enough in terms of finances for let them go able for fund the census where them believe in one part the reason them we make statistics Salon postpone the census. Well, today at the breakfast show we go can know exactly waiting happen where statistics Salon postpone the census, and later in the program we go also get updates on how far they now with the process ahead of December 2026. We make we get Mr. Brima at the studio this morning, but let we just start the conversation around the concerns and we be don't come from the All People's Congress and the public in general after we have been postponed the census. Let we just go back after we the president do in proclamation say this December 2025 Salon for hold the Decennial Census. What think can happen with the change?
Good morning again to viewers and good morning at the studio. And before the president actually making proclamation, statistics Sierra Leone beyond depends on internal preparation for ensure say we actually do the Decennial Census. In fact, the 2021 census will be doing a rehearsal follow actually meets the timeline for 2025 Decennial Census when everybody are aware of. So statistics Sierra Leone be write up a proposal and send out to the government and also development partners say we want for conduct the census in 2025 when a Decennial period we don't want to miss it. So that proposal being for go through the AG get for do all the necessary and constitutional measures, then they are in a parliament approve then the president eventually get for make the proclamation. So the statistician general and some other team members also be coincide for letting go now the United Nations Statistical Commission when they actually would get most of the principles then and the standards then what they get for conduct censuses across the world. For instance, UNFPA get for be seriously involved in it because that they call work that one day for ensure say we get the population and the population characteristics of every country. So we discuss the proposal at the United Nations Statistical Conference in New York. Then we get for talk say they say, oh no, we go support Sierra Leone. We find out say Sierra Leone actually don't rehearse, they don't do a lot of things then during the 2021 population housing census for support them. So then decide say then go set up an assessment team where go come on from ECA, that are the United Nations Economic Commission for Africa, where they're based in Ethiopia. Now then actually the UN they send beaucoup funds then too for let them support the technical aspect of the census. Then also the UN Census Bureau says they go involved in the team, and the United Nations Population Fund says they will come. So they come in January for let them do the assessment. When they do the assessment, you can see from the report statistics in terms of human capacity, and also we experience and really know say we get the capacity for conduct census. But if you get for do census according to United Nations standards, you get for conduct the pilot census in 1 year before the actual counting. What do you mean by pilot census? All the methodology we hope for implement during the census, you for don't test them a year ago, and if there are needs then they follow you amend them before the census, if you don't do that one day. So when they can in January, they can find out say, even though we get the capacity in terms of the human capacity for conduct the census, certain technical things and they will not be done put in place. For instance, the satellite imagery will be used, and the picture of Sierra Leone will be used for 2021 be done already outdated. We also get certain softwares then we can use for even do the mapping, the cartographic mapping. We don't be done procure some of them things then they yet. We not be done agree on waiting and waiting for actually do and how for procure them. So they suggest to we say if they get for come in for support for law get a credible census, because it is important not only the timing but for law get a credible census where it will be accepted by all Sierra Leoneans and by all development partners, then suggest to we say for postpone the census for another 1 year. So we on the assessment closing date, then we also get an agenda say then we reveal the reports to key and government officials. So we'll be able to get the Secretary to President Dr. Emmanuel Gaima for let come for let hear what they say. So not to from government say for postponed census as some of we brothers and sisters and they claim. Now from actually the international community and even statistics, we say quite honestly certain things that they will be supposed for put in place for do like the pilot to not before don't do. I will not just say we'll use something the number of EAs that we'll get for 2021 and do and pilot census. We'll be for don't rush up with, and so we decide say well it is good we will still there within the decennial period, so okay able push the census to 2026.
But before the presidency make the proclamation, now in communication with Statistics Sierra Leone, on not be know all of this before now they left them officially for announcing now December 2025 this decennial for don't be.
In fact, now Statistics Sierra Leone through the Ministry of we supervise the Ministry of Development. Now we advise the government for let make the proclamation say we for conduct census. Then at the decennial period they have to meet with it. If we not been doing at that time, they again say people then before say they say, but why when I see don't see the president not announce about the census? They can't announce now in 2025. Say when they do it in 2026. So now we actually advise government.
In this case, let we look at consultation before now they do the postponement. How consultation been done? Like who that them wanna reach out to?
Well, where the president actually make the proclamation, we put the coordinating teams then together. We get one. The secretariat who can get now Statistics Sierra Leone, with a pool from all experts within Statistics Sierra Leone, where they can meet on a daily basis for assess how the census for go and also plan for the census. After that, we set up a technical committee. The technical committee, not only Statistics Sierra Leone, we bring all development partners, universities, and other people, stakeholders who they involved in census, who they get knowledge about census. We don't put that committee together and inaugurate them. We also been get an advisory committee, we are the highest body way for actually manage the policy aspect of the census. So we don't put our advisory committee comprising of all political parties in the country. APC been there, SLPP did it, then all other relevant people then for the paramount heads or paramount chief parliamentarians, they are all part of the advisory committee. We don't also go ahead for put in place district coordinating committees because census really na rural people then get us. So we don't put a district coordinating committee. So we are all part of this assessment team we come. Then they attend the assessment team. The meetings they get, maybe they part will reveal the report. So we do a lot of consultations. And we actually do we agree on follow push the census, not to for any other thing, but for ensure that we really come up with incredible census. Because if we rush up for do anything can happen at technology.
Mr. Brima, this advisory committee where you just make mention of, so waiting at their role and during the sitting them, they can get opportunity for raise concerns, so they get maybe if they represent an organization or political parties, they can get that platform they outside and they raise all them concern them to now.
Exactly. The advisory committee now the highest committee, policy committee for the census. We are at the head of the advisory committee in the council, the statistics council, where the council now, His Excellency the President says they appoint the council chairman. So the council chairman are in the head. So all political parties then get their representatives then they where we can do any activity where they can force to get a technical committee meeting, just like I don't tell you about the composition of the technical committee. Then whatever input to the technical committee make into what we don't do and what in the future plan, we they come up with to the advisory committee. The advisory committee now in the endorse and say, as per the technical preparedness of which this particular activity when I don't do, when I go ahead for do this one.
I ask this question because looking at the All People's Congress and concern them, after we we don't pull words say they postpone the census, then set up a committee where they say a technical working committee look inside some of the issues and challenge them where then say statistics alone they get we make not able for all the census. One, now because of funding. The money where the government of Salon say then they get not even reach budget want for do the census. And again, then talk about illegality of the proclamation where His Excellency the President be make for announce say December this year statistics alone for begin all the census. All of these are some of the things them where they outline, and according to them, they're ready for resist any attempt for Lona postpone the census.
Beyond 2026?
2026, according to them, it is achievable.
Right.
But there are things one are supposed for do, where then feel say one are not do right.
So not only All People's Congress actually with the hope that they can able then can set the technical committee for advice them, and whatever advice we then get from the technical committee, they can bring account through to statistics. They can bring account to Statistics Sierra Leone through the advisory committee representative. We also get international committees them we then also get committees where they assess. As I say, this time around we get an international technical committees where then say they verify all of the activities then what they do. For instance, we get the ECA, we get the World Bank, we get UNFPA, where they all the panel committees and we can get a weekly meeting every Tuesday on updating on the activities of the census. So they all can join virtually. So All People's Congress actually get rights for set their own technical committee for look into the challenges and where they foresee. But what is important is we postpone the census for law really get everybody on board this time, because really census now about everybody. So
you're talking about okay.
I mean just one for land on this. So like when we say I see the press release, I mean a little bit surprised because All People's Congress first been sent to we through a letter or sent to them for let them nominate somebody for representing at the advisory committee when Sufia Kabo then saying he's already on the WhatsApp group. He can't attend the inaugural meeting. The second meeting of the advisory committee, we see a different person will come, is a consultant from All People's Congress. And that's now in the come represents All People's Congress now on technical issues. They ask them, of course, me not be there at the meeting at that time. They ask them, are you representing SAPP, saying a consultant? So I feel say some break in communication be did because Sufia Kabo, where they attend meetings, where for relate all of, or we for tell the All People's Congress, things the way the activities of the census not been there again. And our 2 meetings then we don't hold. So they really get right for get a technical committee for then say look at the challenges and advise Statistics Sierra Leone such that we will able actually come up as a nation. We come up with a credible census so everybody for use for the development or transformation of this country.
You talk about census being an inclusive process where it's supposed to be. And right from the start of the planning we want to get first for the 2025 one, I don't push to 2026. National Election Watch new now one other body where we be interviewing at this same breakfast show. We get a lot of concerns regarding no opening the space for ensuring that incorporate institutions like them for the parts of the process. If we talk about inclusivity, the election management bodies them now, which one they wanna get now the advisory committee, for example, we're really active there.
Well, specifically, we know they look at and organizations then where they manage elections or where they actually monitor elections. We they look at organizations who feel say then appropriate for letting them play a role in the census. So like no. Like the new way they talk about, they are part of the publicity committee because we feel say this is a civil society organization where we feel say at least then say can use an infrastructure for reach out to the people and tell them say census they can and also help. They are part of the publicity committee.
So why not publicity committee body like they defend themselves? Even
in all other censuses they will don't conduct. Now civil societies then are publicity and outreach committee then can they. We know we bring them a technical committee because we feel say they don't really get the technical. We know we say they don't get the technical capability, but by law, not to then supposed for provide technical capacity for the conduct of the census. So now they.
But and the same law we talk about, Mr. Brima,
yeah.
Now the same law, the national coordinator, Reverend James Lahai, who talked to on the last day again, on the same issues. For it feel like say all the other census that will be done they happen from the get-go, una they get civil society involvement at the technical level rather than publicity level where you say that they wanna place them.
James Lahai, I remember actually don't write a letter to Statistics Sierra Leone for let you get a one-on-one meeting with we. But quite honestly, I don't see we don't ever involve civil society at technical level. Civil society now actually at outreach level and I didn't do. And no matter
society who they talk, so just civil society. They are specifically working around issues we get for do with elections. And if we talk about census, it's obviously they get for use major of una data then for electoral purposes.
I not deny that, but actually we know they bring where we conduct census, we not get specifically in mind say this census who they conduct now for let play this role in electoral process. We know everybody get right for use the data. The government also get for use the data. The electoral commission will use the data. So we not go specifically bring organizations on board because if we say then they deal with election, that means we try for politicize or lost the primary focus of the census. We really now for count people and get people in characteristics and government use the data for planning and international community and universities and self-use and for research.
So what are some of the critical issues then we make una feel say una not go meet the timeline for this year?
As I don't say, I can still emphasize the background is we want to deliver to this nation a credible census. And as at the time we do the assessment, we say we self-evaluate ourselves after we don't conduct the midterm population and housing census. Now we self-evaluate ourselves in conjunction with UNFPA. We look at all the challenges that we've been go through during the midterm census. And therefore we say if we conduct a census now for improve on the challenges there. So one of them have been really the technical setup of the census, because this now a digital census is so expensive for conduct. There is so involved in infrastructure that you get for getting infrastructures there and test and get an in place before you do. Because for instance, if you collect data through digital means and send out to the server, you will not go midway between the sensors and the server crash, or sometimes the transmission process crash. So you have to be very sure of what you don't put in place for ensure say anything that they don't happen. We collect the data and get it on the server and use it for analysis. So we really feel say, at least at that time, on technical grounds, we've been supposed for push the census.
On technical grounds, we've been supposed for push. I'll take you back to the midterm, the controversial midterm census. So be all. A lot of people be resist say that census not been timely. Even the same civil society organizations they already talk about, so the media, political party, even international community at some point, the World Bank being back out of that particular process. But yet still, una go ahead and do them. If una just conduct a midterm census, wetin change where una feel like say technically una no prepare?
And I was happy when you say talks going to be a controversial census. Yes, it be controversial because now be a new concept where it not be new to Sierra Leoneans. So beaucoup people then based on their own personal opinions, they be look at and say now something where it gets some not proper and it gets some underlined and outcomes the way not will be acceptable by people. Well, I will tell you, Khadija, the midterm census come and have been an opportunity really for Sierra Leone because Statistics Sierra Leone, they don't get into this HISWA projects when our World Bank, they fund certain countries and then give money for them to transform with data collection and also with data methodology. So on the proposal we'll send to the World Bank, we'll tell them say, well, we don't conduct census in 2015. We plan for conduct a Decennial Census in 2025. So the internationally accepted means of conducting census now, if we go digital, and digital means you really get for rehearse about it. So we say, okay, let's conduct the midterm census since money day for law rehearse the process so that we will perfect the 2025 census. So a lot of people then be misunderstand them. We have people then will be seeing institutions so then be say no, we are not comply with this, we are not do this, we are not do that. But I can tell you the benefits then way midterm census really can with now Statistics Sierra Leone and also Sierra Leone. It don't change with data collection methodology. We don't move from paper-based data collection to digital data collection when I know the accepted means, and it get a lot of advantages because when they use the digital means they correct the errors as soon as they collect the data. We now can also produce the result on a timely basis. So it minimize error, it bring out credible something. So the midterm census, like how I been also get from the press release where the APC, the All People's Congress, actually pull out. Then say UNFPA not being the part of we. I want to inform the entire nation. Say the UNFPA been there with we. In fact, during the midterm census, the UNFPA actually come up with a technical census advisor where be there with we. It come will all go through all the census processes up to the pilot, up to the point where the World Bank been saying now they get for pull out. So the UNFPA been there with we. Nobody know for say UNFPA not been there with we. UNFPA been there with we up to the point where they go launch the preliminary report of the census.
Based on all what you explain, we gonna postpone the decennial census. You not make mention of anything we get for do with finances. Based on your explanation, where this part of the discussion are one way the APC believe say now main reason waiting make gonna postpone because government not get the money ready for get the census done. In terms of budgeting, take me through on a budget for the census.
We budget, how we can develop the budget. We can technically look at the number of EAs we get from the previous censuses. We do some projections that will determine how many EAs would they expect the time we get the census. And all other things we related to that EA, they ensure that we get the census right. Now on that basis, they will put tentatively, the budget can change. We get about $37 million. And we also get from the press release a government already. As at the time with the assessment, before even the assessment team they come, the government be done pledge commitment say again for fund the census, ready for fund the census with the international communities. I will tell you, Mabel, as we seated here, the government don't open up what we call the census an account within the send money day. And for the 2025 money we will need, and also for the budget, the national budget, government don't commit $6.5 million. As we sit on here, so from the basket fund where they don't create, we can request for money as and when we want her. We know for now, government don't send to we $2 million. We contrary to what we brothers and we claim say now only $400,000. They don't send to it $2 million where they cover the pilot of the cartography and also part of the cartographic exercise we hope for within June and July.
So financially, Statistics Sierra Leone, when I not get issues of finances for run the census.
I not want to sit down here and say we not get issues of finances, but I also want to give credit to the government, say they don't make some input into it. Then they don't commit per national budget, say they will give you $6.5 million. They don't also go ahead and tell we say all the procurement we will need, the tablets, the vehicles, the computers we will need. They will just do the assessment and ensure that we go through the procurement processes and send the person who will say if we're able to procure the items and they send out to the government in Kinfona. As I'm seated here, we have done that. The government don't accept. They don't already tell the person, say, well, we can go ahead with the procurement process for them to get anything in there. We don't also meet with the international community. One Thursday, was it Labor Day, the UN community not be get on holiday. We come, the Egypt do some presentation to them. They're happy. They say, okay, now that we don't push the census, now that we all agree that the census can be conducted in 2026, we very hope say the census will be a credible census, and therefore any financial gap, we say government not able to step in, they're ready for it. Let them say give them an assistance. So we know government no give we a clear. We still get feed payment money, where sometimes international communities can kind and support government, because government gets a lot of competing needs for the resources we get.
Right. So that I just want to ask, because you keep saying government don't commit for Guna waiting day now on a budget, but making
it the national budget.
Waiting day waiting on a budget for
yes,
conduct the
conduct the
census.
census, yes.
But making a commitment doesn't mean that the money already there. Just like how you say, the government of Salone, not so secret, say they are struggling with funding. Then get other competing priorities them where they need for meat, which clearly shows say the issues or the rumor of finances they very close to true, Mr. Brima.
I don't want anybody feel say finances go make we miss the 2026 the timeline. Oh, we don't fix. We get the timeline.
We talk now about this one.
Nah, they can't.
The reason we make una postpone.
Well, I don't want for saying a finance make we postpone the census. I don't base on saying on technical grounds. Then they actually the talk say we not go postpone the census postpone the census beyond 2026 because of finance. Where government don't make commitment, it don't take actions, don't show say government is ready for let fund the census. They don't set a basket fund. In the 2025 budget, they don't commit $6.5 million where go cover the activities of the 2025 for the census. We don't request for about $2 million. They don't give. All the procurement items that we will need for the census, the tablets, we need up to about 26 to 27,000 tablets. Government don't say, go through the procurement process. We need vehicles, we need motorbikes, we need boats for going to riverine areas. Government don't do all them procurements and we don't agree, say then go fund them procurements and they. However, we still get feed allowances. But because the census actually we deal with the international partners, they still don't make commitments. Say then go help government, because they know, then they work with government, they know exactly say government get competing needs for the resources we didn't get. Now as I talk to una, so the two consultants they all don't get, the CTA and the census technical advisor we don't come from, we don't they work with you from July and September, we all the work now UNFPA the funder. We also then go get the cartographic consultant. We don't come when they go do this master training so na bo instead of UNFPA they fund them. UNICEF they all don't step in. They don't make commitments. They say they will come in for data analysis.
Might step in now, but along the line, if there are issues, then go back out again. Like what's be happen with the midterm census, UNA and World Bank.
And as I say, when we do the midterm census, we do self-evaluation. One of the things them we come up with now being way will not depend on a single string of funding. Will not be the World Bank. Where the World Bank them on one or two technical issues we may get some misunderstanding. Then also we, as you say, a lot of people been look at the midterm census in a controversial thing. So they actually come up with a consolidated campaign. Not be fine. It's not be controversial. And I just a new concept. We have never done it before in Sierra Leone, but other countries they can do them. You can come up with census.
Was it successful?
It was.
Because during intending day, other people maybe they advise, especially political parties like the APC, telling people and say, "Una no partake," and we all been see the outcome, the struggles, even una people them when they go certain places, then and they attack them and say, "I know why you count me." Una be the reason concerned and they are
exactly.
So you they call that process a credible one or successful one?
I say that a successful census because if you look at the objective of the census, we actually achieve a lot of the objectives that will be set the census out for. For instance, we've been saying one of the problems we've been there with the 2015 census is that we'll not be able to disseminate the census information or data at locality level, at village level, at settlement level. 2021 now, we don't get all the localities, all the villages them. Now this country, we don't get unique codes then for them. Even with development partners then can go, they say, but one forget the population and the population characteristics of this particular settlement, we can able to produce that one day. Also, we've been saying we rehearse for this census so that we'll be able to bring digital technology. As I said before, now this midterm census we don't migrate from paper data collection to digital data collection, such that nobody no get way again for tamper with any census data we come because it can at the server. We get a dashboard where other people then say this year. Nobody will say, well, change this figure, it will never work. So those are some of the achievements. So my appeal actually is that kind of consolidated campaign will be getting let people they not conduct the census. Let come on board. Let every Sierra Leonean come on board. This is a unique opportunity for us to make sure we really get the population and also the population dynamics of this country.
You have been satisfied with how you have been conduct the midterm census. Does that mean even though one of our major funding partners them when have been the UNDP at that time, the World Bank, sorry, at that time been back up for the process? When I not get no regrets when I've been continuing.
I wonder what do you mean by regret? I mean we set up a project. We set up a project, a plan. We say one for pursue. And for
una not be supposed for continuing because issues them been there.
Yeah, we know say then challenges them be there. Then challenges them be actually the way people then say no allow them for let them country this not illegal or something. Then the World Bank say pull out. I also want for commend the government where the World Bank be pull out to be supposed for close the process. But the government step in even though not being outside budgetary plan and not been planning and they go take care of the feed allowances. They come in and pay the feed allowances and we conduct the census, we count people and we see the data on the server. And at the data on the server we'll see now based on her and say, well, okay, this is the population of this country.
When I've been introduced the technology use of iPads in that particular census, where plenty people will be questioned because na length salon be length the iPads them way on have been used for conduct that census day. Where they talk just now in terms of waiting on the plan for the next census, the decennial one, you make mention of procuring. Does that mean this time around salon they buy the brand new iPad and we're not going for use and not going for length again?
Exactly, and that I say. So Ministry of Finance been tell we say because government don't tell them, they don't get a cabinet paper say them for fund the census. They don't tell we say let we try for identify a person way for procure. We don't do that. We don't go through all the due process, going through all the procurement procedures and processes. We don't identify somebody, so we they buy brand new one.
Let we look at the timeline for the next census. What stage on the right now? Waiting to happen so far.
So what don't happen so far is first and foremost at the secretariat level, we don't actually get a project document where we partners and say don't review, and we hope that we will roll out a pilot cartography. His Excellency the President or top government officials will actually launch the census at that time. They together with partners UNFPA. So the project document would be a public document, so everybody would look at. You look at the budget, you look at the processes, you look at the activities, then we'll fee say now the activities they have for achieve before we count in 2026. So if anything they now possibly you get question, you can go to Statistics Sierra Leone for do that. So we don't finalize that one day. We don't get just for fast track. We don't get this cartographic consultant. They don't come. We don't do the desk review of all what we get. We don't look at the challenges. We don't select people for law do a master training because we don't advertise for law get people then for mapping. We don't. The advertisement close on the 15th of this month. We don't get. And human resource minister we say we don't get over 11,000 people we actually apply for the different positions. So that don't close. So in preparation for let we train the people that when they come on mapping procedures, now make we be critically select 20 people from Start SF, from the Division of Censuses and Geographic Information System, and also the data science people that would be get experience with the 2021 census. We say, Lord, go host them and get a 10 days intensive training on mapping procedures. So by the time we get people, the HR didn't say, we say these are the people where they don't select, they don't go through interview. Now they get for do the mapping. We're now ready. We get team we can roll out the training at regional level and district level. So now that will just conclude yesterday.
You're not new to census process them because you know one person we don't the interface with the media whenever census process they come, and you're all aware of the issues. We didn't say census. When I can get plenty noise around the process, suspicion, counter suspicion. When I don't manage all the issues there. 2025 again, the same issues them don't begin come up from people the way they feel suspicious. Say statistics alone might want for place some UK. How this one when I don't postpone now to 2026 go be an inclusive census, everybody partake, no noise, no commodity.
So what we don't do, Seth, I think the communication and director and also we don't sit down, we don't get a communication strategy because it's very important. Sometimes people they can get perceptions based on the information we didn't get.
Right.
Yeah, so we don't set up that one day. The UNFPA, be the think any consultant, be the fee say, we for try forget an expert in communication of censuses. We say tell and say no, we get a lot of communication media houses in Sierra Leone. So with a plan for get and memorandum of understanding with media houses, so that because there is a budget, there is a of course, we get a budget. We get a budget for it, so that we not say we help for disseminate because we not go the interface with we directly in Statistics Sierra Leone and get the facts. So we not get the facts. People they not go able and tell people that the wrong thing. We go able to change the perception or get suspicion of Statistics Sierra Leone. I tell you, Khadija, Statistics Sierra Leone we not even get the capacity for influence the data where they come on the server. Quite honestly, we not get the capacity because of the methodology.
Even though methodology go day and self on they go digital back this time around, but human beings are involved, whatever you must say. When I might don't learn from the past census when I've been do, and this one now I had in terms of giving work to people them, doing background check for ensure say the one them we go for do this work. Now people that we qualify for the job. Waiting when they look at.
Well, one of the challenges we've been get from the midterm census was that even the recruitment, we've been just nominate people. Even though not be a digital census, but we nominate. We get Sierra Leoneans there. We say, okay, this person, you as director, you can nominate this. Other people, stakeholders themselves, they nominate people, then we then be go on the census without much background check. So by standards, international standard, we say people then for apply, we put all the qualifications on the portal. So they don't apply. We don't say the application where they do, they indicate two side and fee say they're convenient for work because now some of the challenges and that's back will be they get. For instance, you take somebody from Kailaon, you say let go work na Karine. Even the language, you're not able to interpret some of the questionnaires to the people there on local languages. So we say let people that indicate then the areas that they want for work. So when they do the recruitment, actually based on qualification, they will do some background check, and we also check people that were ready for work. Because one of the things that will be actually find out, Khadija, was that when people then, whether it be the top on nomination, people then be they nominate people we already get job. We already get job. So when they go through the training, they be feel say like that kind of paper-based census, when they go give you the questionnaire, you can just go sit down under mango tree, so until you fill in everything and bring and come back. But the technology, when I be tablets, they allow you for let you fill in anything if you don't actually go to the household or go to the EA, because certain distance from the house, from the building, where the technology they open to you. So where they find out now, say they're not going to do what they do in 2015, they pass on the tablets to people that for let them go work for them. But because they deal with huge number of people, over 20,000 of people, so that's a bigger for great chaos. But the fact that we they go conduct interviews at district level, we they involve also the district stakeholders, then when they get for them now each district for the recruitment. Then say go give you some information, say this will pick here way don't apply, so now yeah, we know say be now picking it don't apply, but na Freetown base and they pan work, go able work. So therefore, Lord give this work to these people. So the employment get for really be inclusive, for Lord make sure so we get the right people there and committed for let them do the work.
As you talk about the inclusiveness of the recruitment, again, you need for get an inclusive census, we mean say all stakeholders for join and work hand in hand with una. Now we don't be any concern from a stakeholder when at the All People's Congress. How una don't sit down as a leadership na Stats SL for look inside and concern there and call them, let una sit down and try for address the concern, then look at the recommendations where they make and try for allay them fair say. The need for work with una on board for ensure say una get a credible census.
No, that way they do, and we don't put all the modalities then in place even before they raise concerns. As I tell you, Sufyan, Kabo, Naina, they represent APC. In first way stand for talk, the first thing we talk is say APC really they on board for law get a credible census. We don't say one or two misunderstandings, they don't come. But usually what you can do, we don't do any activity with a bring account to the technical committee, as I say. So by Wednesday next week, hopefully we will get a technical committee. On Friday, we will get a advisory committee. We will already tell where all people's congress hopefully go daily. We tell them on all the procedures and we don't go through. And if they get any concern, within that room, they will okay able to resolve it. Because we really need them on board. This is now inclusive census. We not get for go to that extent again. We will all get for the draw strings for let the census spoil. This is not big money. This is taxpayers' money. We government they commit money there. We for make sure say the outcome actually benefits the country. So we get for ensure we bring them on board. Then we get Sufyan. Now we don't get somebody else where they can represent. We'll try the census secretary where they na statistics Sierra Leone. We don't even tell and say let write letter to APC for let them renominate somebody who will be on the advisory committee. And even the advisory committee this time round, they don't set up a committee that they are looking at the budget. I don't know if APC is part of it. That they are looking at the budget and ensure they then say involved in fundraising. So we get for involved. If we don't involve them, we then be don't deal with we and we they appeal at law all day together. If they get any concern, I think the SG's office is open. Then also we get the census secretariat at Statistics Sierra Leone. Let them just call and even visit for see why this and how we improve on this. I think we can entertain some of them today.
State earlier, where statistics sorry, una they do on a census them, una not they like reference to any specific election, say for election or doing a census. Una just they play on a role and show say the data then they. But for the political parties them, the lens when they look at them, now this data when they collect, they need them for the elections. Let's just quote quickly part of within the All People's Congress APC Party Secretary General Lansana Doumbia be make mention part of in statement now the press conference would have been called for sake of this same census. It been reference section 33 of the 1991 Constitution and recommendation 38B of the Tripartite Committee report, we say census data published less than 24 months before general election should not be used for boundary delimitation. And according to them, it said this means that this delay when I don't cause for postpone this decennial census. It means say they no will get forget this data and a non-democratic process will get for happen. This data when they can pull, we when I done the work, it get for day 24 months before the next elections. We then concern but.
Well, by the digital calendar, actually, what we count within 2 months, we can able come up with a preliminary report. It's a fact, say, the census data we can produce and can use them for boundary delimitations. They can even use them for do some shifts in with national boundaries. They can bring new districts, new chiefdoms, this and that. But I want for we left that aspect of it, statistics Sierra Leone. The fact that we push the census on technical grounds and we know say finance not to in the
but then they look at them say it go for affect the whole calendar of the elections because una don't push them, and this is one major concern we then they against. So this shift not just because na technical reason, but it affects the country elections calendar,
which is fine. It go affect me not to me not go determine whether I go change the election methodology. But what I try for say is the APC, then are the advisory committee, when are the highest body, even they are above me. Some of them concerns say instead of me as director, they can discuss and they can discuss and first at the advisory committee. There is also a constituted parliament where before even they determine a number of seats. I think parliament says they can approve that. I think the end channels and they can wait and save the rather than we distract statistics Sierra Leone actually from technical work. I don't really want to dwell too much on political aspects. I know say Mr. Dumboya is right. He can raise their concerns and they also understand say the tripartite been get for talk say we not for use no other census information again except Decennial Census. So that means if we get for conduct any midterm census in the future, nobody know for use them for any electoral process. And I also know say census data for the 2 years before the election.
Like you say in concern right, so then can legitimate concern here where it clear say it will go for affect the boundary delimitation of the next elections. How statistics Sierra Leone go able for help for fix this, because now this one data when they pull and depend on.
So maybe what I try for say is I say in concern a right. But statistics Sierra Leone, the data we they collect not only for election, and I just a minute component use of it.
But there are political parties na election and concern about.
Na elections and concern
and
about.
If this data, by any means, then go for use them part of the next elections, we make if they don't begin see loopholes, then they draw our attention there. Rather than dismissing it, why not having them for a sit-down talk?
No, we are not dismissing it. What I'm saying here is the APC Congress is actually part of the advisory committee. Where the advisory committee, they above the management of this, the all other committees in the management of the census. And they see them for go discuss and they and no one lost sight of the other uses of census data. For instance, now through the census data we estimate, we do poverty estimate. We can able know who's poverty really concentrated in the country, who's at the poverty hotspots. So even if you are in governance or you intend for come into governance, the information they are very important for you. For let you know, say poverty is concentrated here, and poverty by gender. Now this now the estimate. Then they're very important. So other demographic characteristics, then they wouldn't say the need for know if you intend for coming into governance because you base the policy on it. But start SL just want for let we concentrate on the technical aspect, and that's that electoral process. You really, Mr. Dumboya get right for bring up them concerns in there. I'm not saying you know get right. I know they say there is substance in it because I mean, no go sit down there and talk about it. I just look at and say, Mr. Dumboya gets right for come up to the advisory committee with the highest body. Can you imagine? Now, the highest body in managing the census process. Because even if the technical committee say, well, this particular process we want to go through like the cartography, all the technical bits we don't get it right. But the advisory committee, for one reason or the other, go say, well, no, let's put a hold on this, or they will give clearance. So now the highest body they can discuss at advisory committee. In fact, the advisory committee, when the chairman, when the council, when the council of the council rep of statistics Sierra Leone, when they hold their meetings, the statistician general, the secretary to the advisory committee. So that shows how important that committee is. When are the director, I know they attend that meeting day. So at that level, then can able go discuss them, and the advisory committee get right for even sit with government officials, including president. As I'm talking to you now, I see they are trying to even make an appointment because they don't form a subcommittee. They try to make an appointment for sit down with president and say, okay, this time we don't put 2026, now we don't miss them. And let it not be as a result of financing. Therefore, we want to do some financial engagement. We are even meeting one-on-one with other donors and for let them put it. So they'll not go miss that 2026 dates they will don't put.
Based on your experience, way campaign census, what make you feel say whenever there's a census, political party then can become so jittery and suspicious any moves where una make na statistics alone?
And sometimes, it's difficult for let you explain person in your personal thinking about you. You understand what I mean? And you will look at political parties, then interest can be really pan. The deficit the census really not determine election results. But Khadija, the census population bracket is different from the voting bracket. Census, they take care of everybody with a target for count everybody within the country, whether not picking way eligible for vote or not somebody way big way they vote. So first and foremost, instead of you put all your eyes on the electoral process, first get people get involved in the process and count everybody. So when you count everybody from the data what they get from the census survey, exactly, because sometimes you able to analyze and in terms of age groups. So you don't know now say 18 to 18 and above. Now they were the eligible people they were there for vote within Freetown area. So you encourage your people for let them get the voter registration. So, but if you're not able to predict that one day from the census report, it's very difficult. So, let's get the census right by cooperating with Statistics Sierra Leone and also the government for law ensure say we get the census right and all other things can follow.
Talking about that, how independent Statistics Sierra Leone be in all of this? Because so many times we suicide political party and they see and say the government of the day can they at the advantage of this data we can come out because now you can decide when they do boundary delimitation, then of the day they have to agree for set up new districts or whatever it is. Now based on figures them where they come out from the census. How independent on our work be from that of involvement of the government of the day?
Maybe actually the institution are a semi-autonomous institution, and what that means is we get funding from Statistics Sierra Leone like any other institution at the country. But most of the works what they do also now, they are funded by international partners because they really want to say, policies for be data driven. And I really want to say, quite honestly, I don't see too much of political interference. As I say, well, I don't see too much of political interference. What I try to say is that even this postponement between me and me God, I know it's not a government not a government initiator. Now the technical assessments now initiator, now I could call Dr. Emmanuel Gaima for let see the assessment report. Let's see the assessment report. For governments, there be just one law count in 2025. But again, if we do rush up with things, certain things, and they will forget in place. If we not do well, people then get for come back to this studio say this was not right, and therefore this census are not credible. But all come on board. We need to talk say Statistics Sierra Leone, and now they get the monopoly of knowledge. You get a lot of other experts then within the country, and even outside who are Sierra Leoneans, we get good knowledge about how digital data collection for day and how analysis of data for go. So if we all come on board, we make necessary suggestions, we can able to make the process right.
All right, continue for the waiting at the studio. You don't get plenty messages, then we don't come for you. Lord, try for read some of the messages, then so you go respond to some of them comments, then we don't come. This first one where they take from Facebook, they come out from Frederick Bilal Mansare. He said, "Good morning, Liberty TV. Thank you to the management for this wonderful discussion. I want to say that Statistics Office is not well prepared to carry out the census. After His Excellency announced the date last year, they are now saying they are not ready. This is a serious concern. The census is very important for the country and proper planning should have been done earlier. His Excellency needs to take action and address this issue. The postponement shows poor preparation and it affects the progress of our country.
The one where I go first take from the YouTube channel, Ahmed Tisede said the midterm census was conducted to maintain power. Despite global disapproval, it was set up to revert to the PR system. 2028 is PR again. Bravo, SLPP, cling to the power by all means.
Abubakar Sidianke Kanu, they say, Salona country bobs. 2021 we get census even when not to be in census time. Now when at the right time, then postpone them. All this na a way for the 2028 elections.
This one from Jibril Bangra is say when the census comes around, I really hope that the population of Kenema does not exceed that of rural Freetown.
For the Mustafa Toure, they say, I think the NCRA was brought in to capture people's DNAs and the necessary biometrics. Government should invest the $37 million in the NCRA and forget about a system that has always been ineffective. Census is too political and any government in power always capitalize on it. We have all the institutions, but it's always a waste of resources because politics is what determines everything that we do. All these guys are saying is to protect their jobs.
This one from Mohammed Bangran on the YouTube channel again. It says Statistics Sierra Leone is doing a good job. I think the census methodology is purely digital, which makes the process credible. This process will ensure all enumerators work in their assigned areas.
All right, more messages we don't come. This one is from Usfren Kamara. They say, following the consultation of stakeholders and a team of technical experts, the timeline of events seems to be cloudy and inconsistent, despite consultation of partners and stakeholders in January this year. Where is the missing link, sir? What is pinpoint reason for the postponement of the decennial population census, despite government had already pledged $35 million from the total of $37.5 million?
Abdulai Lukule na the YouTube channel say, is there any connection between the postponed 2025 census and that of the 2028 general election? Also, were consultations held with opposition parties and relevant stakeholders? A question where they ask.
This one, they say, sir, what is the state of the infographics data portal hub, which is meant to support and store the geographical information? Also, is there a reason why the consumer price index was not published for the past quarters? Thanks.
This other one from Ahmed is say, as a director, if you are not aware that the census automatically changes the electoral calendar, then we are concerned.
All right, my final one I go take. They will go come to Mr. Brima for respond. They come out from Evangelist Solomon Ken Cabro. He said, good morning, Liberty TV. The man in the studio is a man with integrity and respect for God. He will not follow crook politician. I know him well.
Right. Well, before we come to the final one, we go look at from Mystic Nadwazak. He said the midterm census brought mixed feelings among Sierra Leoneans as a result of the timing. Just that, as a nation, we shouldn't use census for political gains, but for national development. I hope Statistics Sierra Leone will ensure they do the needful by ensuring the upcoming census is focused on the purpose of development and proper decentralization. With their message, and then we come over to you, Mr. Brima, for respond to the concerns them where the viewers and raise for you.
And the messages them, but they try for classify them, but actually you get one set of messages where they talk about the preparedness, where statistics not be where PPR make who postpone the census. Then also somebody that talks, they say the digital methodology is good and that will allow people then for let them be counted. Then somebody that talks, they say the midterm population census, he hopes say this 2026 census Kenema population no go be more than the rural Freetown population. And so as I say from the beginning, we not really want to forget a census where at the end of the day, people then begin to say, well, because we miss this procedure, technically, this census not credible. And now that make I emphasize, say, now been some technical preparedness, we make we say, well, now we see how we can able postpone this census for a year and ensure that we follow the timelines and get a credible census. Like when somebody say this now a digital census, maybe a digital census means, say, if we able to carve the EAs and we can do the cartography for 7 to 9 months, we know all the EAs, then we're able to determine the number of people that will they employ during the census 2 weeks period for let them go na the EAs and they count. And why is it the count? We they get a dashboard where the information they flow from there. So from every section in the country, we will see the information where they can say this Kenema district, Nongowa Chiefdom, this section, now the data this way they flow. And at the end of the day, we invite all political parties, the advisory committee go be part of it and negotiate. So the population will be count in 2025, where it shows say Kenema population being past the rural Freetown population. I want the people that use as a benchmark. It is important for let them cooperate with this census so that we will prove data. Data now always can able to prove things wrong. So we'll prove whether it is true, say the Kenema population pass and rural population.
The public then cooperation being caused that shift.
Because me and you two know, people then be say, but don't get yourself counted. And the data we'll see from the server, definitely the data will get for publish. So we can see whether Kenema don't really grow. If fine for law proof, say whether Kenema don't grow or other regions they don't grow past other region. But we try for say within 5 years period, a lot of shift can happen within the population. A lot of shift can happen. So now only we will support the census, we make sure say we all put our hands on it and ensure that we get a correct census. That will be really fine. Somebody say census, all governments they use census reports, census results for their own waiting self. I really want to left that side. I don't go want mix up with the technical preparedness. If you can't today to me, tell me say whether which infrastructure I don't put in place for ensure say we get a credible census. I will tell you say this time around they go full digital. We just don't pay about $100,000 for get S3 now the organization that way they provide the mapping softwares for digital for carve the EAs them and get them. We don't pay for that one day. Them money they not too simple money. We try to get the Joe app where instead for the user and for put her into the tablet, and we put the infrastructure in place and ensure that as then they carve the EAs, we get to GIS specialists, then we also will get for the look at then information there we'll get quality control people that we then get for the check. We also get international quality control people that we then say get for the check the data for ensure say it right. We get other experts then within the technical committee na Sierra Leone. We get people from the university we then say get for look at the data. So if we all did together, it will be a fine work. Where somebody go say okay, I don't say this EA una waiting say una don't carve. But we find out say this EA in terms of the condition of carving an EA, this don't jump this boundary, and EA is enough for jump national boundaries, this and that. So okay, we get some of them. Are we? So the work go fine. So where they go panel technical presentation, where statistics Sierra Leone go don't do technical presentation to the technical committee. We know say experts in there, then say go pick holes on also try for provide input for long improve on it. I then kind thing that they have for be concerned about. Really how they get for use the census report for political something. I feel say Mr. Dumwe and other people then they get a lot of other channels where they give channel that one day. But let them support we. As I'm talking now, I just want, as I get back to the office, we get the APC send a letter to we say Mr. Sufian Kabo has been replaced from the advisory committee, and therefore this person now we don't bring now as an expert for lady at the advisory committee. Communication gap between we and them.
We're in the APC.
Yeah, we're the APC because Sufian was there. He was the first nominee on the advisory committee. The second advisory committee, they say no, we have replaced him. No official letter. So the person that has been replaced and Dumuya, not even there on the WhatsApp group where we they will send information, because if you dey on the WhatsApp group, that misconception where the guest say we just select from one region for all go do master training. You know, before car up. Because now statistics, young people, staff, now they will select, will go do master training.
In all of this, you want to assure the public now, say Statistics Sierra Leone for the Decennial Census, una get a clear financial roadmap for money, because they will not reach a point where una go stall the process and say funding on the una don't get a clear roadmap as to how the finances are coming.
We are in it with the international partners. I don't tell you, governments don't make a young commitment. International partners themselves don't make a commitment. We don't get meeting. We don't do presentation to all UN agencies in this country. They don't make commitment. We on one-on-one fundraising commitment with other donors. I'm very sure, say finance no will really be a problem for conduct this census by 2026.
All right. Let we get assurance again from you in terms of ensuring that una open the process, like you've been saying earlier, communication gap where they una try for amend them and ensure say all needed body them where they work on this, then they part of the process. Now an assurance where they give the public, say Statistics Sierra Leone no go make the thing shady una open unto everybody.
Exactly, Mabel. You know, we say for the champions, some of them things there. We also get integrity for defend. No, quite honestly. So some of them concerns they don't get. Some of them concerns they don't get. So we publicity and we publicity committee will be inaugurate. We they hope for get another meeting with the publicity committee. Probably that time they will not be able to get all publicity institutions and for let them attend. Will they increase that space? Will they increase that space and ensure say we get everybody involved. We get everybody where we talk about the channels. We get everybody where we get individual channels for disseminate the census activities. We're very open. Now we don't set up then district committees. Then district committees they are all set across all districts, not skew onto just one region. We ensure that all organizations them we suppose for manage then still and they all day panel district committee. So just get one post, one group of people don't go just don't say they say but law skill this information or law make and that. I want to assure the public say what you want na then corporation.
And waiting for do panel corporation.
Waiting for do panel corporations and for instance, if you get any misconception about the census activity, statistics office is open. We have a secretariat at statistics. We also get we website where we don't put a specific email there and also contact. If you get any concern, just go meet with we. As I say, don't already write letter to the statistician general and he sent it to me. Say they want to have a dialogue with us. Why waiting make we not be done able to get that waiting survey because we get a lot of activities and we not really want to get new specifically for talk to them as an organization.
But when are they request?
Yeah, whether they don't request or some other organizations they don't request. So they get the publicity, broad-based publicity committee second meeting at Brufis Hotel, Liberty TV go there, other people then go there. Now they would. My first, in fact, I'm my first time this for Canada studio. I'm really impressed. I'm happy that we don't do from 98.1 and I can't see this kind of outfit. I'm happy that you are still in the media thing. So this promise I will go through. Right. So we will go sit down, we'll do memorandum of understanding, like what would you do with the SLBC. We'll not do none late. So just want to do all anything a day before even we launch the pilot cartography. So that if anything now, Khadija SSF or maybe SSF will talk something about say, but they'll defend statistics or then go tell people then about statistics. Sierra Leone.
But go present the facts as they
facts. I'm sorry for that. This is why I say defend. I think a little bit. So when I go once when I get the fact, when I media people, you are independent. Yeah. So when I go say, hey, no, but statistics Sierra Leone not being, we not see this as statistics Sierra Leone. No. So when I say the office is open. Not for sit down at Liberty no more. Now for make an appointment with we say when I want to see the SG, the statistician general, then we can now when I can able go see, we get a pool of places like consultants and all can do this. So when I can go get some information also with the consultants then. Then I also want for talks now I say to we conclude. We concluded now?
Yes, sure.
Yes. So I want for conclude say let we brothers and feel free. we just don't get an AWP with all the other support where UNFPA don't provide. They don't give you an AWP, the annual work plan. They push money there. They say, well, this money are really enough for ensure inclusivity. So we get for the ensure, say we get the technical committee meetings, advisory committee meeting, publicity committee meetings. They don't even suggest say the team songs for the census, not to Statistics Sierra Leone for the one. We don't advertise that back. For let people then come up with anything in this. So I will get for go talk to Ansumana. It has to be an inclusive process.
Many thanks, Mr. Brima, where you join me this morning for can clarify some of the concern that we don't come out so far, and hopefully the new postponement dates on go commence the official census process. Many thanks for you join me this morning, and also to you that watch we don't contribute to the program. You ask a question. We hope say Mr. Brima able for answer some of our questions then, because them been plenty. Now they end the breakfast show for today. Musa Saukoma and Dennis Kamara with Samuel Thomas, and the technician they will give support to the production team for let this program meet you. Mina Khadija Bangura, they say continue for watch Liberty TV throughout the day. We get different contents they will produce for now, but issues they will happen all over the country. So till we meet back, have a good day.
All right, and Mabel Kabade, so get a good day till we meet again. Goodbye.
Let me see this one.
Develop city, then clean, all clean city, develop.
This is Yvonne Akisoya, Mayor of Freetown, and today I want to talk to Freetonians about sanitation. We objective, transform Freetown, transforming lives. We not go able to achieve them if we all not join hands. Freetown City Council get role, but every Freetonian also get responsibility. Let we start first with the fact say FCC with the sweep 110 major streets every single morning from Monday to Saturday. But when we don't sweep the streets, if Freetonians then come and they continue for heap dirty in the street, in order to make the place look fine. Now make we get them litter bins them. The yellow bins we wanna go see around. So in the waka, you drink from your water bottle, your water plastic, you eat your packets on tin. Not even a ground where you done. Make sure say you put on one of them bins then they. That litter bin they. In order for you host dirty. You know mean say if you pack you host dirty, you can pin her next to the bins them. Not to the idea that. Not give you host dirty. To them one way the Allah say clean salon, clean salon. No say that dirty way they collect now you host. In order for Karango, now the one of the two official sites. In order Karango Kisi Bome, in order Karango King Tom Bome. It turns so it left on a ground. And now we council get a problem, but you self get a problem because now from somebody else in Domot, your own dirty don't end up. So wait you for do with you host dirty. We get the one then a council where we don't certify. So then approved waste providers. Then they on tricycles, some of them they in a vehicle. You will get host, you will get business, you in a hospital, institution, everybody for make sure say the waste collected by an approved FCC waste collector. We get the tricycle groups, we get the companies, so you go see them around. We engage with them on a regular basis. And wait till we go do now as we come into this new year. Now for make sure say FCC stand behind them for you for no outside and day and for let themselves go to you so that we no go get a gap. When you eat dirty in a gutter, it end up na Lumley Beach, Toke Beach. All the tourism ambition where we get for the city, we lost that potential there. FCC, they spend boku money pan dirty business. The fuel, the labor, the vehicle maintenance, the spare parts, the night operations, the illegal dump site clearing where we get for the do every now and then. All that boku money, I'm not gonna say we're not gonna spend anything, but we're going to reduce some. if Freetonians then do the right thing. Because we no go get for go clear illegal dump sites. We no go get for sweep as many streets and spend as long. So if we reduce that money will be spent now on dirty business, we go able put some on development. We all want for improving municipal schools. We want improve the markets them. We want for let we see new developments at the city. That money will be used for dirty business. You and while we all make up we mind. Pay.
You are watching Liberty Breakfast Show on Liberty Online TV.